Imagine this, a town where abandoned buildings tell the story of lost dreams, streets lined with broken streetlights, and an eerie silence that speaks louder than words. California, the land of Hollywood dreams, Silicon Valley innovations, and stunning coastlines. But beneath the sunshine and glamour, there are towns struggling with crime, poverty, and despair. Today, we're counting down the 10 worst towns in California for 2025, places you might want to think twice before moving to. And trust me, number 1 will shock you. So hit that like button if you love California, and let's dive in. Once called the gateway to California's Central Valley, Stockton had the potential to be a thriving hub. But today, it's drowning in crime, homelessness, and economic instability. Meet David, a 32-year-old who grew up in Stockton. He remembers when downtown was alive with music and markets, but now, he doesn't let his kids play outside after sunset. Gang violence and drug-related crimes have turned Stockton into a war zone. One shocking fact: Stockton's crime rate is 118% higher than the national average. San Bernardino had a glorious past, a booming economy, Route 66 nostalgia, and the first ever McDonald's. But today, it's struggling with bankruptcies, poverty, and one of the highest homicide rates in California. People like Maria, a single mother of 2, are living in fear. She says, "I work 2 jobs, but I still can't afford to move. Every night I hear sirens. Every morning I see another business shut down. San Bernardino is falling apart." The unemployment rate here? A staggering 9%, one of the worst in the state. Bakersfield isn't just one of the worst places in California, it's ranked among the most polluted cities in the entire US. Imagine waking up every morning and feeling like you're inhaling a cloud of chemicals. Meet Tony, a high school football player whose dreams of becoming a pro athlete were crushed because Bakersfield's air pollution triggered severe asthma attacks that forced him to quit. And here's a brutal truth: lung disease deaths are 30% higher here than the national average. If you own a car in Modesto, you better keep it under 24/7 surveillance. This town has been nicknamed the car theft capital of California, where vehicles disappear faster than you can say insurance claim. Meet Jake, who parked his car outside his house one night, only to wake up and find it gone. Turns out, it was stripped and sold for parts within hours. In just 1 year, over 5,000 cars were stolen here. That's 14 thefts per day. Fresno, a city that should have flourished with its agricultural success, but instead it's grappling with gang wars, unemployment, and homelessness. Take Lisa, a former teacher who left Fresno after her school was forced to close due to budget cuts. "My students had potential, but the city failed them. Crime and drugs took over and education got left behind." Fresno's poverty rate? 25%, almost double the national average. Ever driven through Barstow? Then you know it's more of a pit stop than a place to live. With limited job opportunities and extreme desert heat, Barstow is losing its residents faster than ever. Ashley, a local waitress, says, "People stop for gas in McDonald's, but no one stays." The only thing growing here is the number of abandoned houses. With a 25% poverty rate and an economy reliant on fast food and truck stops, Barstow is on the verge of collapse. Salinas, famous for its farmlands, should be thriving, but instead, it's stuck in a cycle of gang violence and extreme poverty. Meet Carlos, who lost his older brother to gang violence last year. "We wanted to leave, but where would we go? The cost of living is too high everywhere else." Salinas has one of the highest gang-related homicide rates in the state. Even the police admit they're outnumbered. Victorville looks promising from the outside, but ask the residents, and they'll tell you it's a nightmare in disguise. High crime, lack of job growth, and a housing market on the brink of collapse. In fact, Victorville's crime rate is 69% higher than the national average. Locals say the city feels abandoned, and with rising home foreclosures, it won't be long before Victorville turns into another ghost town. Compton has been trying to shake off its violent reputation, but the reality? Crime, unemployment, and corruption still plague the city. Tasha, a community worker, says, "We try to rebuild, but every step forward, crime pushes us back 2 steps. The homicide rate here is still one of the highest in the nation." And finally, Needles, California. Ever heard of it? Probably not. And for good reason. This tiny desert town is considered one of the most unlivable places in the US, scorching 120-degree summers, a crumbling infrastructure, and an economy that barely exists. People who live here? Mostly stuck because they can't afford to leave. Imagine being trapped in a town where even Walmart refused to stay open. So what do you think? Did any of these towns surprise you? Or do you think another city deserves to be on this list? Drop a comment below and let us know your thoughts. And hey, if you love real, unfiltered truth about places across America, hit that subscribe button right now because trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next.